It's good. I'm going out with some friends later. If you want to come. Okay. I'll see you later.
That's the right one. Good morning. Oh, you guys just missed that really funny commentary
Yeah.
That's a big Looks good. shell. Nobody wants to eat shell. Royal Miyagi's. Good. Sushi definitely have a soft shell, eh? Like a really brittle shell. Look how fat that one is. Like, that's a deep oyster. So, you see the butt? That's where I'm going to put the knife. Put the knife in the butt. And then I'm going to pop the top off. Look at that one. Boom. Boom. Yeah. That is a juicy oyster. Okay. So do that and that. Oh no! Ah! No! Most of the lacquer just came out. No! The good stuff. The liquor. The lacquer. It's ruined. Just flip tables. Fuck this shit. Let's eat some oysters. Bring the chef here back to work.
Bring it back to chef. Guys, I'm in shit.
You're in shit.
Deep, deep doo-doo. Deep, deep doo-doo. Oh, hi. Okay.
Where's the menu then?
Back, bottom, middle, back. What's going on, guys? Good morning. Good morning. There we go. There we go. Hey! Hey, everyone. It's Monday. A new day. A new week. It is. It is. Start it fresh. Some good foods. Sammy's getting into the oysters. First thing. Sammy, same. You get to buy new seeds. Amazing. Yeah, we need to buy 2 big pots for the pot. We have some plants ready for us. We have 2 plants that we get to take whenever we're ready. We'll wait till it's a little bit warmer before we take them home and start growing them. It's gonna be interesting, and we're just gonna grow them outside and let them do their own thing naturally, and just to see how it is. Have fun with it. Then once we learn what we need to do, then we can get a little bit more serious, I guess. How's that? I like this little one. It's so cute. Cheers, guys. Oysters in the morning. This is like the first thing I've eaten yet.
Oysters in the morning.
You guys got a foot of snow again? Oh my gosh. I don't see that happening here in the future at all. It's just too warm.
So good. Yeah, my parents got pretty much a foot of snow as well.
The plants that we have are a hybrid of Girl Scout cookies and Northern Lights. So it's a really good hybrid. And we have, I guess, consumed the cannabis. Talking about this really proper. We've consumed the cannabis before, and it's very, very good. Carrot Potato, how are you? Welcome in.
Nothing says love like someone else shucking you oysters first thing in the morning. Of course, she finds one that has a shell in it. No?
I guess I'm gonna swallow it.
No, you're good.
I didn't even post this morning on Discord saying that we're live. I mean, for the most part, I'm always on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday at around these same times. But I will try and start remembering to post on Discord for you guys. Any plans to bake with it? Yeah, I want to get into that again. Totally want to.
Well, we're doing the...
Nike requested some cannabis cinnamon rolls that I thought sounded really delicious. We saw the original Nightmare on Elm Street. That's so cool. Things are good here. I'm a little bit sleepy still. Got a coffee to sip on though. Weather's beautiful. It does sound good, hey? Cannabis cinnamon rolls. lentils, I was like, I'm in. That was a Sammy booby trap.
What?
You didn't take one of them off the shelf completely.
Oh no!
I got stuck and it was scary. It was scary. Okay. You have a recipe for vegan brownies where the main ingredient is applesauce. Yeah. Applesauce is really good for substituting for sugar as well as bananas. Bananas. Okay, let's clear this area up. No shells left on the cutting board. And we're gonna get started. Time to start cooking. First, cheers guys to a wonderful week. I never hate Mondays. I hope you guys don't either. I don't find a point in it. Monday's like always a chance to be better. Set goals. Hey Matt, what's up man? And check these out. Look at these new mugs that I got. So the girl that makes all of our plateware for the restaurant, her company is called Wicked Wanda. And she got a new glaze color in. It's kind of like a lavender, really, really light purple. And she fired these in the kiln the other day, and some of them came out with like these little bubbles in the clay. And she couldn't actually sell them to people, so she was selling them for half price. I was like, yes, I will take 2. I love it though, like very much so handmade. And if that's the only flaw, I'll take it. Banana brownies, right? That'd be so good. Banana and chocolate. Yum. Exactly. That's what I said. I'm like, now I have 2 cups that I know nobody else will have the same one. So we got these. And then my bosses gave me this nice little vase for my birthday from her as well. So you can kind of see the similarities in the character. This flower is a little bit sad, but I've been picking some stuff from outside, filling it up. Keep it nice and green in here. Yeah, this stuff is so nice, but I mean, for me, it's expensive when it's full price. So like each of these mugs was $20, and that's half price. Right now in my life, I know I can't spend $40 on a coffee mug. I know, that's nuts, hey? That's why when we're at work, it's like you have to be so careful with all the plates because it takes probably a month. If you break a plate, which we only have max probably 10 of each one, it takes a month to make a new one, and then you're down a plate. It's nuts. You don't dislike or necessarily like any day of the week. You don't have a favorite day of the week. I think obviously everyone's is different, just depending on their schedule. Like to me, I love Saturdays. Saturdays and Mondays are some of my faves. I don't know why, because it's like the end of a week for me and then the start of a new one. Just on my schedule though. Anywho, getting into lunchy today, we have some rack of lamb on the menu. It's going to be super good. We picked up this rack from Machosen. I don't know if you guys remember. It was a couple weeks ago for sure. And then I ended up not being able to stream cooking it So then I just popped it in the freezer instead. CBD, I think you were in here last time when I was showing this. So the lamb rack costs 26 bucks, but it is beautiful. Like, it's so nicely cleaned, and they left the fat cap on the entire bone. And when I looked at it closer, there's actually a bunch of meat up on the bone as well, so we're not even gonna have to French it. And that way we'll get more yield out of this. So I'm going to take it out of this bag, kind of dry it off, get all of the purge, which is the blood kind of liquid that gets stuck in this bag when it's packed like this. Put a marinade into the bag and reseal it. And we'll let that marinate for probably around an hour before we cook it. And I think I'm just going to pan roast it. So start searing it off fat side in a pan, pop it in the oven for probably 5-ish minutes to roast it, and then take it back out and start basting it with some butter and herbs and garlic. I think it's gonna be good. And I haven't cooked lamb in a while, so it's good for me to practice this. For you, the end of the week and weekends just means Amazon Prime takes longer. Yeah, the struggle. It's like, oh man. So, lamb, and then we are cooking one of our sides out of this book, but I was able to find a recipe resource for free online. So if you use the recipe command, you'll be able to, I guess, if you want to cook along with me, or at least have access to the recipe instead of having to buy the whole book. But one of my favorite chefs, another one of his books called Plenty More, so vibrant vegetable cooking. I think he has 3 or 4 restaurants in London, and he kind of specializes more in Middle Eastern type cuisine. So I picked a recipe that is crushed lentils with tahini and cumin. So we are gonna go with that kind of Mediterranean, Middle Eastern food route. And these are, it looks really easy to make just by kind of following along on the recipe. And this is kind of how it's gonna turn out. I have some pickled red onions to put on top instead. I just thought that would be really good with the lamb. Lamb and lentils, always good together. And then in the fridge, kind of these little pieces of vegetables that I have left over here and there from different streams. I have some red cabbage that we are going to braise up with probably a little bit of apple cider vinegar, maybe some red wine and butter. Keep it a little bit crunchy though still. And then I have a little head of broccoli that I think I'll just kind of fry up in a pan, get a little bit of char on it, and just some nice carrots. So we'll cook the carrots in a little bit of vegetable stock, and then we will cool them off and finish roasting them with butter in a pan to get this nice kind of sear and caramelization on them. And all together, I think that's going to be really good. So there's our recipe. First things first, we're gonna marinate this lamb. Get a plate out for us. Shut that off for now. Sounds good, hey? I've been wanting to make this meal since last month. So it's good to finally be able to cook this lamb. So our bag of herbs. A little bit more zest. Some lemon. Hey Claire, how are you? Good to see you in here. Some fennel, bay leaf, garlic. I think she gonna be good. good to hear, Claire. You're chilling on the terrace, so it must be a nice day out then. And this is like after dinner time for you, right? Things are good here. Just kind of starting my day. You're ending yours. I'm starting mine. I'm gonna get a plate. Put this lamb onto. You want to pat off all of the purge. Sammy used the last piece of paper towel and didn't replace the roll. Beating time. Beating. I'm gonna pick the herbs out of here that we need. Guys, look at the green onions that I grew over the winter. These are called apache spring onions, and the bottom part is actually purple. It's so, so nice. We pulled some of those out of the garden, and we'll use these as a garnish today for our dish. It's going so good, Claire. My mom did a little bit of work in it yesterday. So she planted seeds for peas and beans. And then I think later today I might plant some carrot seeds as well. So things are going really good.
Looking for Miss Loudly for wide receiving pass.
Oh my god. What is he doing?
Look at that. Perfect spiral.
Playing football in the house with a roll of paper towel. Yes! This thing is huge. That's a big ass roll. I don't think we can get into it. I think we'll just need one-ish piece. We shall see. Smells so fresh. Like, look at this. That's perfection. In my mind, like, there's so much meat on there. Perfectly marbled. I'm gonna pour out that purge. Otherwise, if we keep it in there, it's gonna make the lamb taste kind of livery and irony from the blood. So you wanna make sure you rinse that out. Just keep the bag over there for now. So this side, as we can see, is a little bit different than this side. So it gets a little bit thinner, but there's a lot more meat in this chop itself. But this side is just unreal looking. You're just checking my Instagram. Do I live on a farm? No. We just really lucked out with how our property is set up. There's lots of space, and then my dad and Sam built those garden beds for us last year. And we put stuff in there right away, and we've been growing ever since. Yeah, something about Vancouver Island here. Yeah, hashtag jealous. Did really luck out. It's like we live in this big subdivision with, I think, around like 500 houses now, maybe more. But the way that our property is set up is we don't really have neighbors. It's like far enough away for it to be really private still. I'm gonna save this cilantro for the lentils because I know we need that for it. I don't have a ton of it, but we will use the dill in the lentils as well, and we'll keep the parsley just for the lamb. So parsley, some garlic, lemon, go grab some rosemary from outside, maybe some chives. It's gonna be good. Hey Silky, how's it going? Sammy's back. The PC is back. Oh yeah. I think we might put a little bit of red wine in with this marinade as well. Just a touch of acidity. Red wine and lamb, always good. And we're not marinating it for that long, so I'm not concerned about the wine actually cooking the meat. Because over time it will. It'll actually affect, I guess, the texture of the meat. It'll make it a little bit more mushy. We don't want that. I think I'm gonna call it quits there. It's a good amount of parsley for the lamb. Save the rest of this for lentils and something else. Claire, are you streaming or did you already stream today? Or is this your day off? Get out of here, phone cord. We're gonna fine chop this parsley. You're only doing cooking streams on Saturday and Sunday. Oh, and a random stream on Thursday. Nice. Because you also have another job, right? Gotta keep the balance in your life. Don't want to overdo it. Yeah, I'm with you. Totally. When you have a lot of things going on, it's tough to juggle everything and like keep everything top notch, right? So if you overdo it, something is going to be lacking in effort. So there's definitely a limit. My Duna, welcome in. We'll mix up the marinade in the bowl first, and then we'll pour it into the bag with the lamb and seal it back up. Hey, hey! You wrote Kate and it changed it. Hello, Caitlin. Well, that is my actual name, so I can't really get upset at that. How dare you call me by my name? I only answer to Cook with Kate. Some lemon zest. Starting to look good. You keep missing people's streams? No! We'll put a good amount of garlic in here. So we'll smash these cloves to make them easier to peel. forgive you. If you just woke up, I'm with you.
I'm not forgiving her.
No!
I'm not doing it. I think I'm done with Fortnite.
Sammy says he's done with Fortnite. You've decided? How come? He's just done. Done with it. Mincing up our garlic so that we can disperse it evenly. Rather than if we just sliced it, we'd have these big chunks everywhere. You wouldn't get the full flavoring around the whole piece of meat. So getting it into smaller pieces means you can spread out the flavor more. It's a good amount of garlic. Now I'm going to do a little bit crushing up our little mortar and pestle, just a little bit of fennel seed. Yeah, typical Monday of being busy, Matt. What the heck? Don't they know that you have to watch the stream? Come on now. Do I have to write a letter? Some bay leaf, guys. I'll be back in like 30 seconds.
Chat, I have a question. Is it possible for you guys to change the scenes? Like if there was a command to change scenes for chat, like so they can switch what they want to look at? You want to see my cock shirt? There's a cock right there. Happens.
I'm here. Coffee got me. My Duna, you like our kitchen? Thank you. It's really nice to work in, I have to say. There's lots of space. We are planning a little bit of renos though. Hopefully coming up this year at some point. Maybe get rid of our portable dishwasher. Put in an eating nook. Right now, we don't really have a spot to eat. It's like, what's behind the cameras is nothing.
Well, there's this
We want
door
that.
and table.
Well, yeah, but nothing like kitchen-wise. Like, that's it. That's where it ends. Okay, so just busted up our fennel and bay leaf a little bit. That way it can release some oils into the marinade. Get more flavor out of it. Hey Rolo, what's going on? Yeah, red looks so good on Sammy, hey? Sammy the man. Okay, so now we can come in with some liquids, and what did I say? Some red wine vinegar, maybe a little bit of red wine. We don't want a lot of acidity here. We don't want the meat to taste sour. So maybe about a teaspoon. Yeah, I know. I realized that after I put this shirt on, I was like, oh, I'm matching Sammy. Well, fine then. Some wine. We'll leave this wine out for our cabbage. And just a touch of olive oil. Claire doesn't stream today. She only does streams on Saturday, Sunday, and Thursday.
Yeah. Did you read my question?
Oh, a Sunday. I thought it said today. Did you read my question?
No.
Don't even tell him. Don't even tell him. Okay, we're gonna mix this up. And we can put a little bit of salt in here as well. Totally allowed. So it's very herbaceous, as you guys can see. Oh, that's what we forgot. The rosemary. I'll go quickly grab that from outside. Not the rosemary. I just grabbed a couple, 2 little mint leaves as well. Lamb and mint, always good together. We'll slice up our mint. Take the rosemary off the stem because it's really tough. I think rosemary, garlic, and lemon with lamb, really, really good combo. It's like those 3 things together, that's all you need. Rosemary is such a pain to chop. Depending on how dry it is, just like goes everywhere. Gotta start off a little slow. And you can go more crazy. Hey Omad, how are you, man? Welcome in. How have you been? Ubin, what's going on? That looks good. That's fine enough. So rosemary, mint, parsley, lemon zest, garlic, red wine and vinegar, and some olive oil. I think we just need a touch more olive oil. Some salt and pepper, and then we're good to go. It's Onionies. Oh yeah! I forgot you had that username. Wow, it's been forever. You lost your login for now? What? This is a good time to stream for you guys? Nice. I'm glad. Grind in some black pepper. And for this piece of meat, look at this, guys. That's a rack of lamb. Hello, Norges, the lamb man. How are ya? Things are good on your knees. I'm happy. Summertime's coming. Work's good. Learning a lot. Really can't complain.
So 4 p.m. Belgian time is 7 a.m. for us.
Wow.
So we could do a stream with Claire.
Yeah.
But we had to wake up at like 6 on Sunday.
Yeah.
But then we could do it.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
It'd be a fun stream.
Yeah, nice rack indeed. Hey Jane, what's going on? Okay,
that
so
was fun for today.
yeah, nice rack.
Remember this is my fiance you're talking about.
6 is so early, right? Did you see my face? It was like, yeah, wake up at 6. Sounds good. So for this amount of meat, probably gonna go with 2 of those spoonfuls of salt. because we need to permeate all the way through to the center of this. Because we're not going to cut it. We're going to roast this whole and then cut it after it's cooked. That way we'll keep all the juices in as much as possible. Are we living in Vancouver? We are not. We're on Vancouver Island now. South Island. Okay, that's looking so good. Herbaceous. I love those laughs, Claire. So European of you. Okay, so back into the bag. We'll put the marinade in first. This was the bag that we bought the lamb in. It was vacuum sealed. And we're gonna seal it back up again to expedite the process of marinating it. So taking the oxygen away is you don't have to marinate for as long. It's a good little trick. Yeah, we're in the general area. For us to take a trip or go to Vancouver from where we live now, it is about 3 hours. 3 hours total, Sammy, or 4?
It's an hour and a half on the ferry, 1
Right,
hour
it's
to
3
get
hours.
to the ferry, and then 45 minutes to get from the Vancouver terminal or Boston terminal to Vancouver.
Yeah. I love it. The writing's still on there. Lamb rack.
All you need is if you're in Vancouver,
Steak.
June or July, you will be there somehow.
Yeah.
100%.
Or you guys can come over here and visit. But yeah, Vancouver is fun. We have not been there in quite a while. Since we left, I guess. There's no way I can pronounce that name, Claire. I just call him Omat. Omat. Okay. So once this is sealed, we'll be able to kind of push the marinade around the meat. Kind of do it for us. Maybe I'll do the herbs just on top here first. That one might be a bit difficult. Gotta season the fat. Give it a little rub down, if you will. Rubbing meat in the morning with Kate. What the viewers want. Okay, set that aside for a sec.
Maybe that'll be the time we take Carver Air and
Ooh.
take a quick flight and flight back.
Ah, that could be fun. Okay, we gotta seal it up. This is a little food saver system. Home vacuum sealer that works really well, I have to say. We're gonna try and take as much air out as possible without sucking up any of the liquids. That's the scary part. I don't know if it's working, to be honest. Cancel.
Sometimes you just gotta readjust where the bag's sitting.
Okay. This I can do. Dust yourself off and try again. It might just be this bag. I don't know if we can reuse the bag, guys. BS. Just trying to save the environment. might even make it over to the island. Yes! Trying to get 2 weeks, that'd be amazing. See? It's not going to. I think it's too fatty on the top. It's over. It keeps lagging. What?
Nope.
Sammy will never take no for an answer.
I tried. Just wanted to help.
Okay, back to the original setup. Thanks for helping.
I tried to help.
Yeah, I don't think it's the stream. Maybe because you're on the balcony, Claire? Or the terrace, as you call it. We're just gonna do a quick transfer. Transfer of meats to the bags. Ooh, it's gonna be a tight squeeze with this one. Those dang interwebs, except now all of our herbs are gonna be stuck in the bottom of this bag. We don't want to get the seal all messy. This is what I'm gonna do. Madness.
We go to Vancouver though. We have to get a stream Vancouver.
Yeah. Use the scraper. Scrape it out. We will make it work. Won't we, chat? Won't we? Okay, just a little bit of loss. Still feeling good about it. Just trying to reuse plastic, but it's not gonna happen. Yeah, meat transfer. It's a thing. Tight meat. It almost looks better now though. Like most of the herbs are just around the meat, which looks really good. You want to try and get it down around the side first though. Struggle when you have tight meat in a bag. Okay. She goes back in. Round 2. Seal it. That was a close one. The more you see of Canada, the more you like it. Yeah. We have a hard time finding places to live. The real estate market is insane. Especially on the island. A lot of people are relocating here. I'm surprised the market hasn't crashed yet. But it's pretty affordable over here. Vancouver is no longer affordable. What was the minimum salary that they have to make to be able to live there, Sam?
52,000 now.
Like, you need a minimum 52,000 just to pay for your rent in Vancouver. Like, I don't even make that on a chef's salary. So literally can't live there. Never mind paying for like food.
No, that's included.
Oh, it includes everything. Okay.
So that doesn't include anything you have to pay back or save.
Right. Okay, so the meat's been packed. We can put that away now. That was the important first step. That way we can start flavoring it before we cook it a little bit later. Ooh, when is the wedding? Next February, hopefully. That's what we're planning for, February 2020. Girlfriend saw some really dodgy looking ads for share and rent. Yeah, Vancouver? Sad to say. Is that where she's going to school? Just want to say, like, good luck. Housing is insane there. Like, there's no way someone can live on their own unless you have a really, really big job. Okay, lentil time. I think I can get this gone. So, cooking out of an Ottolenghi cookbook today, guys. It's called Plenty More, and it's all vegetable cooking. So this is great for you vegans or vegetarians, but it's also great for just looking through for side dishes. It's kind of what I did, and then I found these awesome crushed lentils with cumin and tahini. Garnish it with a little bit of pickled red onion. Thought it looked really good. There's a working visa there. It's $52,000 to basically be able to live in Vancouver, but not comfortably. Like, that's the minimum you need to make. Craziness. And if you guys use the recipe command, I was able to find a free recipe for you guys online, the exact same one. Yeah, with just a touch of stress. Just a touch of stress. So what we need to do first is cook our lentils. So we par cook our lentils until they are actually cooked, and then we cool them. And then we make this really awesome kind of butter and oil spiced with garlic and the cumin. It has a little bit of cilantro and tomatoes in the mix as well, as what you kind of mash in to make it saucy. So I don't think it'll actually take us that long to prepare this, but first things first, we need to go through the lentils as well and just kind of pick through to make sure that there's no rocks in there. I don't know if you guys have experience cooking lentils, but somehow these little pebbles get in that look like a lentil. You totally do not want to crush down on that. It'll break your tooth. So I picked up these really nice black French lentils from the same spot we got our lamb. So the area is called Machosen. It's where there's a lot of farmland. So we went to a mill. The mill carries lentils, all kinds of grains and stuff like that, as well as locally raised lamb from the farm that's right beside it. So pretty cool to get the lamb and the lentils from the same spot. I think we want a nice light colored plate for this to try and contrast so we can see a little bit better. Forget how much this bag of lentils was, maybe $4. And obviously these are locally grown as well. Probably going to say that's enough. Okay, perfect. So the recipe serves 2 as a main course. So we need 1 cup of lentils. That looks about right. Maybe I'll do just a touch more. And so these lentils don't cook as quick as, let's say, like a red lentil or a yellow lentil that you might find in the store. So this is a different type of lentil where it's kind of more compact. It'll hold together a little bit more. So it does need just a touch more cooking, but it will keep more flavor in there, is what I was reading up on it. And obviously this is from the mill, so I'm finding maybe a little bit of rye grain is what this looks like. So we want to take that out because that won't cook at the same rate either. And we just kind of spread this out. Pretend like you're an archaeologist. Or, what? How do you say that word? Archaeologist? Wow, can't talk today. You're sifting through. Another piece of grain. Archaeologist. There we go. There's a little piece of pebble. Hey Rush, how are you? +1 for choosing locals. Thanks, Norges. I try to all the time at least. There's another piece of a little bit of rock or something that's not a lentil at least. And you will be surprised at how well the pebbles hide in here. I think these ones are actually pretty clean. Doesn't look that bad. I can't really find anything. I think we're good to go. So just that little handful of stuff. Very important though. Very important. Things are good here, Rush. Yeah, work is busy. I'm still learning a lot there. Sunshine has come once again. The garden is good. Really can't complain. Okay, so now what it says for this, bring a saucepan of water to a boil, add the lentils and cook for 20 to 30 minutes until they're completely cooked, and then we'll strain them and set them aside. You can get block frozen cod fillet that's gone from Norway to China back to Norway, just to be deboned and frozen. Isn't that insane, Norges? Same thing happens here in Canada. Is like we ship most of our fish to China to get it processed, and then it gets sent back here. Doesn't even make sense. It's like, what? Why? Why are you like this? Is to use about at least twice the amount of liquid as you have for lentils. So it looks like I have about 3 cups here of water, maybe even more. We're gonna put that onto medium-high heat. We want to bring that to a boil before we put the lentils in. We don't want to add any vinegar for sure to that, because the vinegar will affect the lentil and it'll actually make it more tough and more difficult to cook evenly. So that's one key pointer as well. So don't use any acid when you're first cooking your lentils. Once they're cooked, you can add your acid in, but don't do it before. Just put this plate over by our pot as it heats up. And some other stuff that we have to get ready for our recipe. So we'll need some butter and oil. 3 cloves of garlic. So we'll use the garlic press again. Yeah, that's like 2 markets being missed. Exactly, Matt. Doesn't even make sense. Yeah, your fish has traveled more than you. Exactly, Jose. Holy shit. Sammy, thanks for the 8 biddies. Yeah, sell your own chum. Garlic cloves. So basically we're going to do our mise en place for the rest of our recipe, so that later on when we go to finish our lentils, is everything will be ready for us and it'll be really easy to put together. So I'm just going to go down the list and see what we have to get together. We need some cumin, which I think we might have to steal from upstairs. I think that's one thing we forgot to get, Sammy. really nice tomatoes. Pardon?
That was spicy.
Oh no! Our cilantro will juice our lemon.
Cumin.
I'm gonna put a little bit of parsley as well. And the dill into the lentils. So the parsley and the dill are extra, but that's just me trying to use these herbs up before they go bad. I don't think they'll last too much longer. Okay, so let's prep up our garlic for later. Basically, you're just gonna smash these cloves and peel them. Just put them in a container. We'll set it aside. Trim off any spots that don't look so good.
Cumin.
Thanks, Sammy. Cumin. So now that we're out of cumin, we have to buy some cumin seeds. Then we'll roast them ourselves
I think we have cumin.
and blend them up. Do we have cumin seeds still? I wasn't able to find it, I don't think. I know we have lots of coriander.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the big bags of coriander too, right?
Yeah. Okay, garlic, good to go. We'll just put our lemon together as well with that. Put that aside.
Wrong.
We just have to cut our tomatoes into little bite-sized pieces. Yes, Norges, you noticed. I did get my knife fixed. My coworker fixed it for me. So he ground it down. These really nice Japanese steel plates. Put a new edge on it for me, and he also went over Sammy's knives. So it looks so good now. And he fixed the chip, and also he put the tip back on. Whoop whoop.
I'm impressed
It feels good.
that people noticed that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And so to repay him for doing our knives is we bought him a 2-inch thick porterhouse.
Actually,
Or 1.5-inch thick
to
porterhouse.
repay him for doing my knives, I bought him a porterhouse.
Sure, if
You worked
if
and
you
you
need
felt
to
bad.
say that. What?
You felt bad for you always working with the chip knife.
No, I just asked him to do it. Just the tip and just the chip. Exactly.
Just the chip.
So we'll cut this into about 1 inch
That's so nice now, though.
thick pieces. Yeah, just glide right through that tomato. Because these are going to get mashed into the lentils. And I don't think we're going to keep the little stem piece in this tomato. It's a little bit too big to keep it in there. So cut out that top part. So I don't think it'll break down. Guys, I think we're gonna bike to the duck hut today. Sammy's gonna take me on a long ass bike ride and destruct me. I'm terrified. Terrified.
I broke some girl yesterday, too.
You broke a girl?
Yeah, so I was coming back home, and somebody said something to me as I passed by them on the way to checkout.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's what I need in my life. So I found the same person on the way back, and I was like, here, try out the bike. And she's like, okay. And she's like, what if I don't come back? I was like, please come back.
Yeah. That's very trusting of you.
I seen her husband.
Oh, okay.
Kids are running around friend came back. She's like, now I have to bike on my shitty lake-powered bike.
Yeah. Norges, you need some chow, man. Yo, what's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Okay, carrying on with our herbs as well. Get these all chopped up. Just mix them all together still. Still on our lentil stuff. Sounds like our water has come to a boil back there. Let's take a peek. Best part is I don't even have to turn around. Oh, almost there.
That is kind of a really good part.
It's the greatest thing. Going for a small snack. Crisp bread and some pate. Nice. That's nice and healthy. Sounds good. And I guess we will also chop up our scallion as well for garnish. Might as well get it done. Get her done. Okay. Water's a-boiling. Sounds good, Claire. We'll be here. Yeah, exactly, Rush. You can chop like that. Practice makes perfect. This shit's going nuts over here. So lentils going in. I think I'll set a 10-minute timer. You can turn this down just a touch. Go for more of like a nice medium heat and a simmer. I'm gonna try and not get lentils everywhere. This plate might have been a bad idea. We're good. We're good, guys. Got a little shake. Just kind of perch that lid over top. Don't have to put it sealed back on though. Did I roast the lentils? Those are called black French lentils. They're a little bit more of a fancier lentil, but they have more flavor and they cook up better than a red lentil. Teaching you guys new stuff, Matt. Okay. So 10-minute little simmer. Keep prepping up our herbs and garnish for our lentils, and then we'll move into our vegetable side dishes. I don't think it'll take too long though. So we got our parsley. Let's move into our cilantro and some dill. Hey Vune, welcome in. How are you doing? Just turn that down just a little bit more. You're surprised to see me stream today? Really? Trying to stay really consistent. Maybe I'm just streaming a little bit earlier than usual. I don't think so though. I usually cook lunch for us on Monday. I missed the last 2 Mondays. Okay, maybe things got a little bit too hectic. I'm back now, guys. It did actually get a little hectic just because trying to deal with the wedding stuff, which I do have to work on that stuff as well later today.
Last Monday we went to go see the dogs.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Monday before that, we went to see the travel agent.
Yep. We were busy, guys. Yeah, you stop saying the word. Annie! Annie! How are you? Holy smokes, I did not expect to see you this week on here, but I'm very impressed that you made it in. I hope you are doing well, man. It was really good to hear that your surgery went well. a peace of mind for me knowing that. Wedding present for Matt. I always forget about that command. Sammy knows how to push those buttons, Matt. Just when you think you forgot about it. He brings it back. Okay, time to chop. So lots of herbs in the lamb marinade, lots of herbs in the lentils. Keeping things fresh today. Hey, dirtbag. Welcome in. The incisions are so small. Oh yeah, because it was robotic. So cool. Yay for leaves. Green tings. Herbs. I'm gonna throw the cilantro in with the parsley. Crazy things are happening today on Cook with Kate. Never been done before. We're getting into it though. This might be a little bit too much herbs, but chop it all anyways. See what we end up with. The stitches were hand sewn, so they'll dissolve. That's so cool. You thought you were gonna need staples? Whoa.
Show love one, show love
Oh my
one, show
gosh,
love
Sammy.
one, show love one, show love one.
Thanks for the biddies. You gotta wait till the 10th to find out if you need chemo. Well, let's hope not. Let's hope that they got everything. That they don't have to do any further treatment. Depends on the samples. Oh, okay, that's right. Almost there with this. That looks good. It's fine enough. So we'll make a little trio mix. And we'll keep the really nice purple scallion for garnish today. We'll let that stand out on its own. Hey, Nike! Got off a little early today. Can't complain about that, my dude. Pete! Thanks for the host, man. Give this a little mix. Dill, parsley, cilantro. Good to go. Lentils are simmering nicely. Quickly chop our scallion. So I think I mostly just want the purple part at the bottom here for really nice contrast and color. We'll go a little bit up the stem as well and get some green in there. slices. So I planted these onions last fall from seed, and now I'm finally just using them.
Are you using one of those onions today?
Yeah,
Nice.
I'll go a little bit more. How are you, Pete?
Holy shit.
That's insane, Norges.
Oh.
That's insane. Matt, are you serious? So I messaged Solid yesterday, and I was like, hey man, I was thinking about making an emote with a heart-shaped steak with like a funny face on it. And he's like, I can do this for you. He's like, make a heart-shaped steak. I feel like that'd be awesome for all of our meat lovers. Okay, we're looking good, guys. Grab a spoon. Just get a little test on these lentils and see how they're cooking. Just a little bit more. There's 1 minute on the timer. I'm gonna change that to 5. 5 more minutes on that. Would it be weird for a gaming channel to have food-related emotes? I don't think so. That's the best part about the stream, is you can make it whatever you want to. You're restricted to high-protein foods. You've been eating chicken, fish, dal, cottage cheese, and milk, and that's it? Like no veggies, no carbs, nothing? Okay, we'll put our tahini over there. So tahini is blended sesame seeds. So you get this really nutty flavor. Basically sesame butter, if you will. And we'll put our cumin over there as well. Basically everything's good to go. So I'll go grab our other vegetables out of the fridge. Broccoli, cabbage, and some carrots. These are store-bought. These are from our garden from over the winter. Some nice yellow carrots. Not your carrots. You can do low-fiber veggies. Broccoli, spinach, carrots, and squash are... Oh, wow. Yeah, sounds like Matt's diet. He could do it no problem. So the red cabbage we're gonna braise with a little bit of red wine, maybe some vinegar, and just some butter. So we'll slowly cook that with the liquid so it absorbs it. The carrot will cook, I think, in a little bit of vegetable stock. We'll cut it into these nice rounds. Cook it in the stock until it's kind of just tender. We still want it a touch crunchy. And then we'll fry it up in a pan later on to kind of caramelize those cut sides. And the broccoli, probably cut pretty small. Maybe do a quick little cook in the vegetable stock as well, and then fry it in the pan as well with some butter. I think that'd be really good. Your diet is fish and potatoes. Can't go wrong with that. Yeah, potato and meat diet. That's all we need. Potatoes and meats. pretty amazing meal. Totally. You deserve it. I think I'll start with the cabbage here. Start cutting it up. Cabbage will take probably around 15 minutes to cook. It's not a super long cook on it. I'm gonna cut out the core first. Go a little bit more. That I'm just gonna trim this one side. It's a little bit sad looking. You take off this piece that's a little bit soft. That side looks okay. It's funny how like your poop affects you. That's so hilarious, Annie. It's like, I just want to have a good poop and you'll be happy. Yeah, the brain lettuce. Exactly, Matt.
I just want to poop.
Okay, our lentil timer is about to go off. This is what we're looking at here. So just a really, really low simmer, gently cooking them. Just gonna try one. Perfect. Turn that off. We'll just give that a strain. Take it off of that hot burner for now. Just keep warm, for sure. Because we are gonna eventually mash those up anyways when we cook them the second time. So as long as they stay warm, that's your best bet. Cooking stream talking about poop, yeah, kitchen life. You had your mouth wired shut for 2 months? Whoa. You got a lovely green apple and some potato chips after getting the wires off. Yeah, you couldn't even eat. That's nuts. That'd be so sad getting so excited for that and then you can't even chew it. Oh man, Norges. Okay, so to cut this cabbage, I think I'm gonna cut it into thirds, lengthwise. Get these nice wedges that are about around 1 inch in length. And then I'm just gonna turn this way, keep everything layered together, and then we're gonna chop in, let's say, 1/4 inch thick pieces. And that way it'll cook down relatively quick, but you'll still have that little bit of bite left to it. I don't like mushy vegetables. Sometimes I just separate it to kind of check over, make sure all the pieces are consistent in size. Looks good. Give it a little taste. Yeah, Nike, I saw that, Pip. How did it taste? I always make so much veggies, Matt. It's important. Veggies are what keeps you healthy and happy. Plus, the cabbage is gonna cook down. It's gonna be like half the size of what this amount is. So sometimes you gotta bump it up. Oh, my board is stained purple forever. Okay, let's peel our carrots. You want me to have my own children's show? I think I'd be a great teacher, Matt. I think eventually down the line, when I'm like 40, I'll be a home ec teacher. But right now, I don't have to deal with kiddos. Not just yet. I'm gonna eat this little piece of carrot. Taste test it. Mmm. Oh, they're actually pretty good. Overwintered carrots. It was tender, but you did forget to put in the can of Coke. So the veggies could have gotten sweeter and the beef would have been melt in your mouth. Nice. Well, now at least you know what to improve on, right? That's the best part about trying something new. It's like now you can tailor it to your own palate. It'll be even better next time. Yeah, Rook's peppers are insane. George is. Those peppers he makes, he's crazy. You almost ate all of the pot roast. You just kept snacking on it. Can't really blame you, though. These are so skinny, these carrots. Yeah, always letting us down. Those dang veggies. What's up, Sammy? Was that you talking or not? No. Okay. I have a couple of people requesting for you to come over to IRL and teach them how to cook. Do it! Just do it, Matt. Okay, these little pieces of carrot, I think I'm just gonna cut lengthwise in half. And I don't even think this has to be cooked. I'll cut this piece in half. And we'll go lengthwise again. And one more. And those we can just fry in the butter. Those don't have to be par cooked because they are so small. You should change? Switch over? Yeah. Do it up. And so this fatter end part, just missed a little piece of peel there. We're gonna cut nice kind of thick rounds of this. So we're gonna present them that way and caramelize either side where we cut it. Get this nice bite of carrot. And then when we get back down to this thinner side, we can cut that in half again. We get a couple of different shapes on the plate as well. So same thing with our white one. This I'm just gonna eat. You should charge money to teach them to cook if you want to. Hey, Mikey. How's it going? More like immature. Okay, so there's our carrots. I think we can fill or make a little bit of vegetable broth just with some of the paste that I use to cook some of the carrot and broccoli. I'm gonna take out our lamb. So we're gonna use this stuff. Better than bouillon. The hangover is gone, yes. So taking out the lamb now so it can kind of come up to room temp. We're gonna cook it pretty soon. And it can just finish marinating out like this. Put that to the side for now. Let's get some warm water in here. Oh, a wine hangover. The worst. Sounds good, Annie. Thanks for checking in. You take care of yourself, okay? Let us know if there's anything that you need. Other than that, I hope you have a really quick recovery. So now we'll be able to cook our carrot and broccoli in a nice kind of seasoned liquid. Put some flavor into those vegetables. And it'll dissolve the rest of the way when it comes up to temp. So we'll start heating that up while we finish prepping our broccoli. Go with a medium-high heat. Set that aside for now. Okay, broccoli time. This actually looks really nice. Just gonna cut off a little bit of this bottom part. Keep it fresh. And maybe we'll just cut... No, actually, we'll try and keep the stem really nice and long. Keep things looking natural. I'm going to trim it up just a little bit, though. Any part that looks maybe a little bit browned. Kind of peel it off with your paring knife. Maybe some leaves that might have gotten wilted. Shouldn't have to take off too much. He needs you to send me food. What? Send Matt food. So now we're gonna try and take off little individual florets. And then we can cut them down a little bit further. But we're keeping the stem on. The stem is really, really good. This part we'll leave for Doggo. She deserves a snacky. She comes down and visits us. That looks pretty good. So now this other side, that part of floret was a little bit brown. was like, why is the broccoli stem purple? Oh yeah, because there's cabbage all over my cutting board. You have been cabbaged. Okay, doggo snacks. So now these pieces can cut down just a little bit more. Just cut straight down the stem. And then once you get to the floret part, I like to just pull it apart. So it's just a touch more natural looking. That one's okay. So what's on the menu today, guys? Anyone cooking for themselves? And if you're not cooking, well then what are you eating? It's actually quite a bit of broccoli, but I know Sammy will eat it. Sammy the broccoli man. Nice, Omat. You're a curry guy for sure. You made it yourself or did you buy it? There we go. A little bit of doggo snacks. How's our broth? It's just coming up. Wasn't even your idea, it was your housemates. Nice. That's awesome. You guys are good influence for each other then. You bought the paste and did the rest yourselves. To me, if you buy a good curry paste, I don't really consider that cheating. It does save you quite a bit of time. Okay, so these carrots just put aside in a bowl. And so we're just gonna fry them up with some butter later. And I think we can start braising our cabbage. Everything's gonna come together pretty quickly now that we've prepped everything. We can cook the lamb in this nice frying pan. I think, I don't know if we can fit the lentils in my little sauce pot, but we'll fry up the veggies in this nice cast iron pan as well. Just need one more pot. I think I might just reuse that lentil pot, so I'm just gonna pour them into a bowl while we wait. You have to fry up a little bit of garlic with some spices in oil, and then we mash the lentils in. Yeah, who has time to hunt down 50 spices? Exactly. And then if you don't use the spices all the time, then they're just gonna go bad and go stale. Especially if you don't cook for yourself a lot. So it does really make sense to buy your own curry paste instead. And it stays really good in the freezer, by the way, Omat. If you want to keep it really fresh, just keep it in the freezer because it actually doesn't freeze. There's usually enough oil in it to not freeze completely. And you just kind of spoon out what you need. Okay, so it looks like our broth is coming to a boil now. Let's check it out. I'll throw in our little carrot pieces. I'm gonna guesstimate that they'll take maybe around 7 to 10 minutes. So we're gonna cook them on a lower heat. So we're not gonna boil per se, we're just gonna slowly simmer And that way they'll stay nice and intact and we won't overcook them. Nike's lurking. Okay, sounds good. Drop that in. Give it a little stir. I'm gonna see how salty this broth is as well. So it looks pretty dark. It's actually not that salty. I think we can add more salt. But there is good vegetable flavor in there. So if our carrots are lacking a little bit in flavor, we will get some from the broth. Just a little bit more seasoning. And let's set 7 minutes. Okay, that's good. Lentils we won't start just yet. So let's get our braised cabbage going. I think that's our next step here. Because that holds really well. So if you cook it a little bit ahead of time, you can just keep it warm on the stovetop while you finish everything else. Wipe off that liquid. How is the star of the event? Our lammy lamb. I pulled it out of the fridge mat. Just so I can keep marinating, but at least it'll come up to temp and it'll cook a little bit more evenly if we let it warm up a touch. But so far, so good. And we'll definitely know when we open the bag. So I know you can't see this pot very well, but we are turning it on for the cabbage. I'm gonna start with like a medium-high heat. I'm gonna grab some butter out for this.
15 notes.
Got an itch. Got an itchy itch. Hey look, there's light. Let there be light. I did marinate it. Oh, you weren't here. So what's in there? Garlic, parsley, lemon zest, fennel, bay leaf, red wine, olive oil, salt, and pepper. Pick my nose. Are you crazy? And yes, Mikey. So far, having a nice weekend. This is my second day off. Otis 3. Yeah, don't even mention the wine. We'll do that much butter. Let that heat up, and then we'll saute the cabbage for a little bit in that. And then we can add our little bit of red wine, probably some more red wine vinegar, and usually just a touch of sugar in that mix. Turns out really, really good. Turn these carrots down just a touch. Nice win, Jose. Well done. Well done. Okay, I'm feeling good about it. Feeling good. I think the lamb probably will take around 10 to 15 minutes to cook, and then we need to rest it for a bit. And I think I do want to cook it a little bit in the oven, kind of midway. So we'll sear it on the fat cap to start, put it into the oven, and then when it's almost done, we'll flip it over, because we really want to render out that fat on top. We'll flip it over and start to baste it and finish it off that way. So let's get our oven preheating as well. A good roasting temp, usually around 425 Fahrenheit. Our oven at work, when we are cooking dinner service, is actually at 450 Fahrenheit, so it's really hot. That way you get a quick cook. Quick. So So butter is not quite hot yet. Not quite there. Almost though. Start to bubble a little bit more and then we'll put that cabbage in. I think it's gonna be so good, Matt. I'm really excited for this dish. Lots of stovetop cooking, so we gotta stay organized. Trying to not make too much of a mess. Okay, butter is a bubbling. Drop our cabbage in. Give it a good mixy mix. Breaking up the pieces of cabbage as well. Sometimes they like to stick together. And I'm gonna season the cabbage a touch right now as well, just to start flavoring it as it cooks. Around a teaspoon of salt to start. We're gonna let that saute just a touch before we add in any liquid. Okay, so our next step for the lentils, we're gonna put some butter and oil in our large pan or in our pot that we cook the lentils in. Medium-high heat. We're gonna add some garlic and cumin. Cook it for a minute until it's fragrant. Then we'll add our chopped tomatoes, our herbs, and the cooked lentils. Continue on with this for just a sec, and then we'll check our carrots. And we'll cook that for a little bit. Add our tahini and lemon juice, and instead of the 70 mils of water, I'm gonna add some of that vegetable broth that we have on the stove top. Just some salt and pepper, turn the heat to medium. Cook it until it's starting to thicken and the lentils break apart. And we'll just kind of mash everything together. It's going to look good. So pretty easy. Just going to pinch our carrots, see how they feel. They are good. Those can come out. They feel soft. So I'm going to put them in this bowl with the other ones. And we'll put our broccoli in this broth for a little bit. Just a little par cook. But first, we'll stir our cabbage. Starting to smell it a bit, cooking down. We'll let it saute just a little bit more still though. I am going to put in a bay leaf to our cabbage. Stir that in. Start to get fragrant. Broccoli's going in, guys. Are you keeping up? Matt, you got 3 old cast iron pans you have to clean and re-season, but they're 3 different sizes, and you got them for free? Well, that's a win. I mean, it's pretty easy to get the rust off. Sometimes you can't scrub all the rust off, but that's why you have to seal it. So as long as you put enough oil over top to cover up the rust, sometimes you have to build up like 2 or 3 layers of oil. It'll be okay. Get in there, broccoli. This is literally gonna stay in here for maybe a minute or 2. Okay. This cabbage is looking good. Now we can start to add in our braising liquid. So we'll start with a little bit red wine vinegar, just a splash. You don't want too much acid because it will cook down. A little bit of red wine as well. This will cook down too. And like I said earlier, just a little pinch of sugar to kind of round everything out. I always find if you don't add this little bit of sugar in, it's always lacking something. And you'll end up adding it at the end. So you might as well just do it now. And we're gonna turn down the heat now, so it can cook slower. I think what I'm actually gonna do is just push this to the back burner. It's a little bit smaller. It'll be more delicate for this. So back burner, low heat. You can tell the color on that cabbage is looking really nice. I don't know if this is gonna help us. Yeah, it helps a little bit. Check our broccoli. So the florets should turn a little bit deeper green, which they are. So I think we're good for that. Turn that off. Put our broccoli into this bowl as well. And we'll start to heat up our lamb pan. Start cooking our lentils as well. Lots of multitasking today with this meal. What you got, Sammy?
Oh, this one. Little tangerine dream.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wowie.
Wowee. We're gonna put some of this broth into the cabbage as well.
Little beer snack.
Beer snack?
Beer snack.
Beer snack.
Cheers, everyone, to a great sunny day.
Great sunny day. Yeah.
It's so good. This beer is delicious. It's so good.
If you guys can look at the bottom of our cabbage pan, there's not that much liquid in there. But we do want that to basically cook out.
Yeah.
So slowly cooking it until we get rid of all that liquid. Pashi. We got a doggo. She's here for her broccoli snack. Cheersies. Come here. He's a monster. The veggie monster. Ooh, she's got some bad morning breath. Doggo, did you brush your teeth yet? Pew. Yeah, she loves the broccoli stems. Give the rest to her. Just on the floor. Get smashed and then go for a bike ride. That's gonna be a journey. I mean, he's going with me, Matt. I only have leg power. So he has to be patient. Cheers, guys. A beer appeared.
A wild deer.
It's very tangerine-y. Okay. Lamb time. Let's stay focused. Gotta take it out of the bag. Once again, we're gonna dry it off so that we get a nice sear. Our oven's almost hot. So this is our lamb pan here. Pretty hot, medium-high heat. We are not on a tandem bike, no. There are a couple big hills, though, that I know we're gonna hit. Probably we'll have to walk up. Couple of scary hills. Let's just say that. Holy, that smells good. We made a marinade of sorts. Hey, Indog, what's going on? Like, look at this thing. So we do need to take all this herb off as well. Otherwise, it's just gonna burn when we sear it in the pan. The marinade has done its job. At least we can hope. It's kind of colored the fat a little bit, if you can see that. Definitely don't want any burnt flavor here. And we did already pre-season this in the marinade, so I'm not going to add any salt until it's already cooked. Gotta play it safe. I'm going to grab one more towel. She's a little messy. Yeah, you've come at the right time, Indog. Indeed. I mean, you might not get all of the herb off, but just try your best. As long as it's nice and dry, I think that's your best bet. You leave your herbs on, Matt, after you marinate. That's our oven saying, hey, I'm hot. We are hot. Okay, that's pretty good. Nicely cleaned up. So just a touch of grapeseed oil in the lamb pan when we go to sear it, but we don't need much because there is this awesome fat cap that will start to render out as soon as it hits the pan. We don't want it to stick, for sure. Yeah, this is a pretty nice piece of meat. This marinated, what, we probably got it in the marinade around 10:45. So just over an hour, I guess. If you're not careful, it becomes super smoky. Well, yeah. Are you crazy? Okay, stovetop. Once again. Grapeseed oil for a nice high heat. We don't want olive oil here. Just enough to kind of coat. And then I guess I might as well oil and butter our lentil pan and get that going as well. Double duty here, guys. Our cabbage, I can hear it just slowly simmering over here. Give a peek. The liquid is almost all cooked out. Just give it a little stir. And I think we are good. Just saw a little puff of smoke come off of this oil. Hey, Alucard, what's going on? Yeah, we need to wipe off the herbs, Toast Monster, so that they don't burn when we sear our lamb. And plus, we vacuum sealed it with the marinade. So it's a quicker marinade. It cuts your marination time in about half compared to if you just put in a Ziploc. So we are starting fat side down. Should be a nice sizzle when you put it in. Just kind of press it down. Whew. That smells good already. Garlic and herbs. It looks like our butter and oil is ready in our lentil pot. So what we need to do, mince some garlic into there and fry it up with some of the cumin. And I don't want too hot of a heat in our lamb pan. You kind of want to slowly render out that fat. It is pretty thick. If you go too hot, it'll just burn before you actually render anything out. Definitely don't want that. Posh is right here. She's like, do I smell lamb? She loves lamb. Lamb is the doggo's favorite meat. So, sauteing our garlic. We need 1 teaspoon of cumin in here. This is gonna go pretty quick. Give that a stir, just toast our spice. That's good. Just gonna grab a pair of tongs and make sure my heat's alright. Woo! Good thing I checked. So look at this already. I'm gonna turn this down. But that's not over, for sure. Go darker than that. I'm gonna spread our oil back out. A little bit lower. Try and press down the front part as well. But if I look at the meat, we're not even close to even cooking in that loin yet. So I think we'll be cooking this in the oven for a little bit longer than I anticipated. Maybe 10 minutes. Because it's pretty thick. And we won't cook it skin side down. in the oven. Double or triple and your house is just smoked up, Matt. Okay, next up for our lentils, after we saute our garlic and cumin, we're gonna add our tomatoes and herbs. So we chopped our tomatoes earlier. Good handful of our herbs. Give that a stir. Lamb, flip it. Beautiful. This is going into the oven, guys. I don't know if this is a piece of the skin that was left on here or what. Kind of throwing me off though. So oven's at 425 Fahrenheit. I will set the timer with 5-minute increments. Lentils are also going into the pot now. We're gonna turn our heat down a touch as well. So more a low to medium heat, somewhere in the middle of there. Give this a stir. Sammy, is it smelling good in here or what?
Smells really good in here.
Okay, it's not just me then.
No, I was just about to say it.
Okay, next.
Really excited for this.
So we're gonna cook that for a couple of minutes together. Then we're gonna add a 1/4 cup of tahini, so sesame seed paste. We'll juice half of our lemon, and we'll add a little bit of our vegetable broth. You guys with me still? Yeah, we got some lamb today, Alucard. Pretty much our situation as well, Matt, is I have the window open beside me here. We have our other door there. We get a pretty good draft to kind of take all the smoke out if I'm cooking some crazy stuff. It was like almost too geometric though, that shape. That got really dark on the lamb fat. I don't know what it was, Matt, but we'll see. I mean, the good thing is we'll be slicing that anyways. To get nice little chops, so you won't really notice it once it's sliced. But if you're presenting it whole, probably doesn't look that good. Okay, let's check out our tahini. Get a spoon. Doggo is still right here, too. She is not messing around. Open up my window a touch more. And I'll be back in 20-ish seconds. keep that bay leaf right down in the bottom there so it really flavors it. Our lemon, and then just some of the stock. Thanks, Mikey. What was the paste? It's a sesame seed paste. It's called tahini. It's used quite often in Middle Eastern and Mediterranean cuisine. That was our 5-minute lamb timer. Just gonna get this stuff into our pot. So 4 tablespoons of water, or if you're like me, you'll use vegetable broth. Just quickly stir this in. See now how it's getting saucy. We'll keep that on a low heat still. Okay, lammy lambs. Oh, yeah. Check it out, guys. Feel this? Oh yeah, she's still really, really raw. So I'm gonna keep cooking that. I'm just gonna put it back in for another 5. If I touch it, it's really, really soft still. Before I do that, quick little baste. We'll start this madness. So we're just gonna tilt our pan, take some of that fat, put it right back over. Back in. Five more minutes. Poêle. Poêle is the French term for basting. Okay. We also have to add some salt and pepper into our lentils. We're gonna cook it for a couple more minutes and then we can start to mash it. So we're pretty much there, guys, with our lentils. This is awesome. Lentils done, cabbage done. All we have to focus on now is finishing frying up our veggies in a little bit of butter and finishing off our lamb. That's it. We have our garnishes ready to go, so plating should be pretty easy. Just gonna let dog go outside. You need to go out. Good girl. So salt and pepper. Need a good pinch of salt here. Couple of cracks of pepper. The first order commander. You want a little sip of beer? It's called Tangerine Dream. Are starting to soften up and break apart. Just need a little bit of butter in this pan. You can start to heat it up. Splashing everywhere. There may or sorry, dairy. A little bit of milk solid. Don't need much butter though to finish off those vegetables. You don't have to go crazy with it. A fruit beer. Sue me, in-dog. We are gonna mash in the tomatoes, Matt, so you might be okay with it. You might surprise yourself here. I'm gonna take this off for now. It's really hot. We're gonna have a little taste of these things while we're waiting. Much more salt. A little bit more sugar in the cabbage. Really want to balance the acidity with sweetness. And that only comes with time. Start to understand it. But the bay leaf gave it really nice flavor. Really herbaceous, but not overpowering. Because we do have quite a few flavors going on here today. You want to make sure that everything's going to complement each other. Give this one more taste. That's better. Let's come in here now with our masher. Need a potato masher for our lentils. You're gonna cover your lamb in it? Yeah, we're gonna put the lamb on top. I don't think we'll really need a sauce if we have our smashed lentils and the braised cabbage and the vegetables. If you cook the lamb properly, you should be fine. And it says this should be kind of like a porridge consistency, which I think we kind of nailed here. And I like how only some of the lentils are broken down. Let's try this. So you need more salt. But wow, there's some amazing flavor in there. Really nice roasted garlic flavor. Just a hint of cumin. Nuttiness from the tahini. Give that one more taste. A little bit more salt. Okay, lamb time. That was another 5 minutes. Peel the sides again. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. I think we're almost there. To be sure, we're gonna temp it. You wanna go right in the center of our wrap. We don't wanna go really over medium rare with this. So something around 125, 130. This is still telling me 60. We're about halfway there. But now that it's cooking, I think this will go pretty quick. Especially if we keep basting the top. That's rendering out nicely. It's getting crispy. So another 5 minutes. I think we could use a little bit more herbs in the lentils. And we didn't add all of them. I think it'll take it though. Yeah. feeling good about it. Betches, how are you? And we'll do our veggies last thing. How's our cabbage? I would say that's good for our cabbage. There's really not much liquid left in there. You don't want to make it too dry. So kind of same thing we just did with the lentils. Just gonna hot hold this on the burner until we're ready to plate. Move our vegetable pan over here. You had lamb sag paneer for lunch yesterday. Yum! You know what? We went out for Indian food in like the late afternoon yesterday. We tried out this new spot. Well, I guess new to us. And it was super good. Super, super good. Everything's good over here, betches. Had a good busy week at work. We didn't have any slow days. I made some Rosette de Lyon, so we did a fermented salami on Saturday at work. And the weather is beautiful here. I really can't complain. Yeah, matching lid and pan. Crazy. Hey, Aaron. How's it going? Almost ready for lunch here. Getting excited. Yeah, look it up. Look it up, Indog. Rosette de Lyon. So it's a traditional French salumi. So it's gonna get the white mold on the outside, kind of like a brie. So we made 19 pieces. They're about that big. Pretty big salami. And what we did is we had to put mold in the meat. And we also spray the casing with the mold mixture. And then it's sitting in a closed environment. So we have a fridge that we completely wash out and sanitize. And we're going to hang that over the weekend. We'll come back on Wednesday to work. The fridge isn't on, guys. So we're already starting that ferment process. And it's going to start to ferment, and there's going to be like this huge white mold bloom when we open up the fridge on Wednesday. It's crazy. And then we transfer that to our charcuterie fridge, which has a controlled temperature and humidity environment, which is perfect for drying meats. And we leave that in there for about a month or so to completely dry it out, and then it's good to go. It's really nice. So the spice mixture that we put in, there's white wine, a little bit of Dijon mustard, some Parmesan cheese in it, and then there's like nutmeg, white pepper, maybe some bay leaf. Really nice spice mixture. And we grind the fat in pretty big pieces, so it's a nice mixture of like pork and bigger pieces of fat. Really melts in your mouth. That's the second time we made this. The next dry cured salami we're making is a chorizo. Really excited to try it. Timer is about to go off again for the lamb. Yeah, it's gonna be good. And this salami is like one of the shorter kind of drying periods. Usually they go over a month, like a month and a half, but this one's really quick. You don't have to wait that long before you can eat it. Holy. Just by the feel of this, I'm gonna say we're done. This is only 83. If I temp over here though, okay, yeah, 98. I think 2 more minutes, guys. We'll do one more quick baste. hopefully get to our 120 Fahrenheit mark for internal temp. We can rest it while we plate up, and we'll slice into it. Really thick piece of meat though. And I don't know if you can see how this fat cap has kind of lifted off of the meat. Shrinking down a bit. You can tell by all the fat in the pan as well. Let's do 2 more minutes. Josie, how are you? We are cooking up a lamb rack today with some crushed lentils, and we're gonna pan fry some veggies, some carrots, and broccoli. And we also have some braised red cabbage on this side. Yeah, it is heavy on the salami taste. It's good. So is cured the same thing as fermented? I would say yes. But fermenting, I would maybe a little bit different in dog. I mean, I'm definitely not a professional on this, but fermenting, like you have to leave it at a room temperature to activate the bacteria, and you have these like mold spores that you put into the mix. But not every type of sausage is going to have that. So you can also just like dry cure sausage without having the white mold on the outside. So yes, it is different, let's say. You love lamb. Oh, you're on a low-fat diet. No! Yeah, maybe not the meal for you. Cured, you're just using salt and sugar and spices. Fermenting, you're using a mold. Yeah, this is what you come for. I mean, I'm still learning for sure. That's why I don't plan on leaving the restaurant anytime soon, because I learn new stuff every week. So why would I leave? Hey, this is it.
So it looks like there's lots of interest in that restaurant for $95,000. So that's probably it for that idea.
Someone's gonna buy it?
Yeah, for $95,000.
Holy.
Which is stupid. Gas in the building, but not to that unit. So
Oh, man.
get done as well.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna rest the lamb. That's it. One more little baste. Mommy, can you go see Shmooey? Is she waiting upstairs to go in?
Oh,
I let her outside. She was waiting at the door, but I didn't let her back in.
hey. Going in?
Madness. So on a rack, so that the air can flow on top and the bottom. Start to kind of cool it off. Like, look at how the fat cap kind of shrunk up back from the meat. If I feel this side, it's nice and firm. The middle, there's still that little bit of give. I need to let this rest for about 5-10 minutes so that the juices disperse. We don't want to cut into this right away at all.
She's chilling on the couch up top.
I mean, resting the meat is there shouldn't really be any juices coming out of this until we cut into it. Yeah, Norges. This is for you, man.
He loves lamb.
That glisten. You cover it with foil. This is such a small piece that I don't think I have to cover it with foil. Maybe if there was like a turkey or a ham of sorts, I would cover it with foil, but I don't see the necessary need for tenting it with foil at this point. I don't want it to steam at all. I think this is gonna be good. Okay, so we're gonna go back over to the stove and just finish off our veggies. It's looking like food porn. Yeah, I hope so, Nike. I hope so. So we have butter in our pan here, in this front guy. Do a nice medium-high heat since our veggies are pretty much all cooked already. Did a little par cook on them. It is so lamby in here right now, guys. We are not messing around.
Smells like lamby lamb lamb.
Lamb, lamb, lamb.
I
We love lamb. Yep. I'm going for like a medium rare. You don't want to go under for lamb, so you don't want to have a rare lamb. It's going to be really tough, and you don't want to go over medium. You don't want to have well done lamb, because it's also going to get really tough. So if you go under rare, it's going to be chewy and weird. So medium rare is like the best. That's the best temp.
Unless you want a lot of the fat to like actually start cooking in lamb, so you want to be cooking.
Yeah. And if we quickly look at this right now, there's like a little bit of juices that have come out on the plate, but really nothing at all. And they're still pink coming out, so we know we're okay. We didn't overdo it. Yeah, nice and pink. Spread our butter out. Pashi, how are you? How are you? You good papa? You good papa? You're suffering, I'm sorry. You asked for a medium rare plus at a steakhouse recently and it came medium well. What? Yeah, end rant. We can't carry it on in, dog. You know we'll get carried away. Just cook it medium rare. That's why I can't justify going out for steaks when I can cook it perfectly myself.
Yep.
I can't trust people.
Nope.
It's sad. Okay, so putting our broccoli in now. Should be a little bit of a sizzle when we drop it in. I want to kind of place it in there cut side down, let's say. Get our carrot pieces as well. But those ones cut side down, so we're getting a different shape. Got some rounds. The broccoli is going to cook really quickly. And try not to overcrowd the pan too much. Turn up the heat pretty high. We're just getting a sear on this. We don't really need to cook it any further. And I will just add a little sprinkle of salt. To the carrots as well. Yeah, we're getting there. We need a smell cam. Yeah, it's true. Hey, Rook. Welcome in, man. We're almost at plating time. We're almost there. You're training some teachers. Cool. Chamita Master. And Scat. How are you? How are you doing today, guys? So happy to see you all. Let's check our broccoli. Some nice browning action on there. How's our carrots? Just starting to brown up. Yeah. Hey, that looks good. We don't have to disturb this too much. Might just add a little bit of pepper over our broccoli. Yum. Okay, I'm gonna flip our carrots. Got a little bit of caramelization there. Ooh, that one looks really good. Okay, are you ready for this, Rook? You ready for the lamb cam? I think we're good. I think we're good. We won't know until we cut into it. Yeah, Mikey, you need to cook this. And look, not too much juices came out. It's a little bit red. So that's kind of showing me that I should be okay here. Shouldn't be overcooked at all. We did like a pan roast, but yes, in the oven mostly because it's so thick. So we did like a little bit of baste and pan roast. Go in for our slice. You want to make a meatloaf? You totally should. So the way that I like to cut lamb wraps is we need to follow the bones. So if we flip this over, we can see the bones kind of peeking out there. So I'm going to make 1, 2, 3, and kind of 3.5 cuts. So there's this little bone here on the end. Matt! You have to stay. You can't leave now. It's like the moment we've all been waiting for. We went there. Kind of butchered that piece. There's this little piece of bone there. But that's the end piece. I am so ready for the center of this. Welcome back, CBD. Try and get a nicer slice this time. This piece of bone is throwing me off, guys. Get off! Tearing up the meat. Is it actually attached? I guess so? It's still a little bit rare in the center. I will say that. But it feels nice. Like, I don't think that's gonna be chewy at all. I think this one will be most rare, this centerpiece. Yes! Finally a nice slice. Holy smokes, guys. Holy. I think we gone and done it with this one. Gone and done it good. The dog is just like right here with us. She's like, hello. I love lamb. Super juicy, but actually there's not that much juices coming out. Pretty impressed with this. Okay, the plate up. Good old plate up. No mint sauce. Sammy doesn't like mint sauces. So that's a no from him, Dad. Okay, starting with our lentils. A little bit of that. Maybe just off center. And then our cabbage. Doggo is so funny right now, guys.
She's like, so you gonna share that with me?
I love lamb. Carrot, why you do this? Why do? Okay, this is what we're looking at so far. This is my plating. So you get a little bit of different shapes with the carrots. Now we can go in with our lamb. I'm going to do this piece. And that piece. She is dripping. I don't know if that's how I want it plated. I usually like to plate it a little bit closer together. Maybe something this way. Switch this side. I'm gonna have to wipe up that little bit of juice that came out. Doggo for sure wants a taste. She's been here for like the last hour since we took the lamb out of the fridge. I'm just gonna garnish with a little bit of olive oil around this. Mostly around the lentils and veggies. You get that little bit of a border almost. And then our really nice purple scallions from the garden. more in, kind of around and over everything. Could even come in with a touch more herb as well. Just to garnish the veggies. But I don't think we need a sauce here. The lentils are supposed to like create a sauce with the lamb. So Sammy, I'm just gonna take a quick photo over there. That's what we're looking at, guys. Keeping it nice and tight. It's important to have that white space on your plate. Sammy just fills his up.
It's important to have that white space on your plate. It'll take me more than 2 minutes to eat this. Over under 5 would probably be good.
Yeah, I think the colors are really nice. We're kind of transitioning into springtime. More fresh veggies. More colorful plates. Okay, coming in here with our lamb. Hi. Oh, high five. Lamb's all right?
Wow. Almost left me hanging.
I thought you had a question or something.
No.
I thought you were putting your hand up.
That lamb is amazing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think it's the good lamb kind of makes it easier to cook, right? You have good quality meat. Mmm. I think we got flavored really well with the marinade. Like, I didn't add any extra salt when I cooked it. Is yours kind of seasoned all the way through?
Mm-hmm. If you got it marinated overnight, probably better.
Hey, Steam! And Uncle Stinky, how are you guys? Yeah, Riff. Just fill that plate up. There's no white space. I'm gonna try and get a little piece with our seared fat. Mmm. We got a nice crust from searing our lamb fat. It's so, so good. The outside definitely a little bit more salty than the inside. We did salt our marinade. It sat in there for about an hour. I think the inside can take a little bit of extra salt. But the texture is just so good. It's like melt in your mouth. Most of the lamby, gamey flavor comes from that fat. So if you're not a big lamb person, just cut off as much fat as you can from the outside. Don't start going inside the meat and cutting out the fat. Like anything that's on the outside, you could take that off. Just want to be careful that you don't dry it out too much. Like if you have a good lamb though, you shouldn't really taste that gamey flavor in the meat too much.
These lentils, on point.
Jota, thank you for the follow. Yeah, let's get into our lentils. So our smashed lentils from Ottolenghi cookbook called Plenty More. Mmm. They're really creamy. Try one of our carrots. See how we did. Holy shit, Vune. You have 24,000 bones? Yeah, what's up? Mmm. Carrots got a nice crunch. Maybe just a touch more salt on them, if I'm being picky. It's pretty nice and sweet. Oh yeah, Nike. Those end pieces, even if they're a little bit more well done, they still have so much flavor in there. Let's try some of our cabbage. I think the lentils with the cabbage is going to be really good. And our broccoli. I really like the char on the broccoli. Sammy's ready for round 2. Kind of a little bone piece. That's yummy, guys. Really nice and fresh tasting, everything. Kind of a healthy meal, I would say. It's pretty balanced as far as the amount of veggies and meat. So I wouldn't cook the lamb any less than this, though. You can see this center part, a little bit rare, just a little bit chewy. And I'm happy we didn't clean up the bones, because this, I think this little piece of meat layered with fat up here is gonna be so good.
It's one of the best pieces. It's so fucking good.
It's like just by the bone, equal amount of fat and meat, really can't go wrong. Holy. And then Doggo's gonna clean up the bones. If you could choose between a super tender steak with normal flavor and a steak that's tougher but way more flavorful, always choose the flavor. Yeah, you can go up to medium cook on the lamb for sure. So that's going to be that lighter pink that you see on the outside here. It just kind of goes from like medium to mid-rare and then rare in the center. This is a really fat rack though, so it will be a little bit more difficult to cook evenly. Apple cake, thanks so much. And what's going on, Blake? Yeah, gnaw on the bone like one of your island fairs. Do it up.
Oh, excuse me. Oh, it's delicious.
What is going on here? Waiting on your mumsy. Nice. Nike, you're not a hipster doofus. I can't blame you for choosing the tender steak. I mean, you can't really go wrong with tenderloin. But I like the other cuts. That's totally personal opinion.
Tenderloin or rib cap? Rib cap.
Rib cap. Okay, I'm looking on who to raid today, guys. What are we feeling? The chickens? I don't know if Matt's still in here.
Let's do the chickens.
Or we have Kitchen View is on. Should we go raid our chicken life and go feed some chickens with biddies? I feel like that's going to be really fun. Norges, yeah. I'll just take both, thanks. I'm going to keep eating this lamb. Ribeye, yeah, exactly, Josie. Always down with the ribeye. Oh, Doggo's not nervous. Just lamb is her favorite meat. So she just wants to eat some with us. You love lamb? She's like, I will sit here. I will wait for lamb. I will be good. Okay, our chicken life. That's where we're going. Great stream today, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Hope I taught you some new things. A little bit more about lamb cookery. Those lentils are awesome. I have not tried the dry age bags yet, Rook. Maybe we'll pick up a couple of those bags when we get like a side of beef or pork and try that. It's gonna be a long stream. What? Maybe a little bit of a longer stream tomorrow. We can do some gardening before we cook. We'll plant some carrot seeds in the garden. Maybe some beet seeds as well. That's basically all we have left to plant until things start sprouting up. And then tomorrow on the menu, chicken and duck ramen. Whoop, whoop. So we're gonna make our own broth. We're going to make some soy cured duck eggs. Put in some greens from the garden. Maybe put some pickled mushrooms in there. Make some garlic chips, not garlic trips. I did say duck ramen. Chicken and duck ramen broth. It's gonna be good. Jerk face butt nugget. What's going on? Is he beating you, Nike? And yeah, we're cooking dinner for Sammy tomorrow. So a bit of a later stream. I think I'll start around 2 p.m. PST.
Well, you can do it earlier.
Around 1 or 2 p.m. PST. I think he'll be home a little bit earlier. And other than that, guys, I'm going to send you off to Chicken Life. I'm killing you. I'm sorry, Josie. Just trying to clear out the freezer. I had a couple duck carcasses and a chicken carcass to get out of there. So might as well make a soup. Okay, take care, everyone. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for the biddies. I'm gonna go raid a Chicken Life. I think that's what it's called. Our Chicken Life. Phew, good thing I checked. Kara's taken. Thank you, Norges. Yeah, glad you were here, Rook. Yeah, this ain't goodbye. This is see you later, Nike. Okay, bye, everyone. Love y'all. Stay safe. And we'll see you tomorrow.